Hello students, you are watching ISC Mathematics, and in this video we are going to start chapter number 2, Inverse Trigonometric Functions, ISC Mathematics Standard 12. Okay, in the first chapter, Relations and Functions, we have already learnt about inverse functions. Okay, so what is an inverse function? Let us discuss first. Okay, so corresponding to every bijection means a 1 on 2 function, we know that. Okay, 1 on 2, yes or no? Corresponding to every bijection, say f a function f from a to b, there exists a function g from b to a such that g of y is equals to x if and only if f of x is equal to y. Okay, corresponding to every bijection f from a to b, there exists a function g from b to a such that g of y will be equal to x, provided that f of x is equal to y. Here g from a to b is called the inverse of function g from b to a is called the inverse of the function f from a to b, and f of x is equals to y. It implies f inverse y is equal to x, we can write. Clear? Yes or no? Okay, further also f inverse f of x is equal to f inverse of f of x is equal to f inverse. Now f of x is equal to, we know that it is y, and f inverse y is equal to x. Clear? For all x belongs to a. Again, f inverse of y is equal to f of f inverse y is equal to, now f inverse y is x, we know. So f of x and f of x is what? Y, for all y belongs to b. Clear? So in short, f inverse of f of x is equal to x for all x belongs to a, and f inverse of y is equal to y for all y belongs to b. Okay, so this is inverse function. Now let us discuss what are inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, now we know that all the trigonometric functions are periodic functions, and hence they are not invertible. Yes or no? Actually, because the condition for a function to be invertible is it must be a bijection 1 onto function. Let us consider sine function. Okay, f of x is equal to sine x. Now we know that this function f is from R to R. That is domain and codomain both are set of real numbers for this function. Okay, if we look at the graph of the sine function, okay, now this is the graph of sine function. Yes or no? So here you will notice that 4 points, here we have pi by 2, okay, then 3 pi by 2, then 5 pi by 2, okay, here minus pi by 2 and minus 3 pi by 2. Okay, so you will notice that at pi by 2, 5 pi by 2 and minus 3 pi by 2, the value of sine function is similar only, that is 1. Yes or no? So for many values from x, you are getting one value of f of x. Okay, so this is many one function. Further, we notice that the range of the sine function is from minus 1 to 1 only. Okay, so sine function is many one into. Clear? So it is, since sine function is now many one into function, we cannot take its inverse. Yes or no? So how to make it possible that we can convert this function into an invertible function? So obviously, in order to convert a sine function into 1 onto, yes or no, if we want the inverse of sine function, we have to convert this function into 1 onto function. Okay, now ontoness can be done simply by replacing codomain by the range. Yes or no? So here range of sine function is, we know that it is minus 1 to 1. Okay, so if we replace the codomain by the range, then the function becomes onto. Clear? Now in order to make it 1 we will restrict the domain. Okay, so domains, we will restrict the domain. For example, if you take the domain from values from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, you will notice that sine function occupies each and every value, okay, between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. Clear? Yes or no? So there is no repetition of values in this interval. Okay, so either minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 you can take, or pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 you can take, or 3 pi by 2 to 5 pi by 2 you can take, or even minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2 you can take. So you can consider many such intervals, okay, in which the sine function will occupy each and every value in the codomain minus 1 to 1. Clear? And therefore, so now we can write this function, domain of this function, to be from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and the range is, or the codomain is the range minus 1 to 1. Now this function has become 1 onto. Clear? And therefore this is a bijection, and hence this is inverting. Clear? So in this way we can make any trigonometric function invertible by restricting the domain, okay, and replacing the codomain by the range. Clear? So now okay, so now for sine function f from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 to minus 1 to 1, f of x is equal to sin x is a function. So inverse of sine function is defined as, okay, inverse of sine function is given by sine inverse x, yes or no, with domain minus 1 to 1, yes or no. If f is a function from a to b, then we have a function g from b to a, inverse. So we will have a sine inverse function from minus 1 to 1 to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, yes or no. Inverse of sine function is given by sine inverse x with domain minus 1 comma 1 and codomain minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So looking at the graph with the restricted domain and codomain, okay, this is the graph of sine function, yes or no. F of x is equal to sin x, and for sine inverse x, okay, this is the graph of sine inverse x. F of x is equal to sine inverse x. Clear? So now sine inverse x is a function whose domain is minus 1 comma 1 and range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Clear? So domain, as I told previously, that domain can be restricted to any one interval. Either you take it to be minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, or you can take pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, 3 pi by 2 to 5 pi by 2, etc. Okay, we can consider the domains. Okay, so here the domain minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, this is called the principal value. This branch with in which domain is for sine function, domain is minus pi by 2 and codomain is minus 1 to 1 is called the principal value branch. Clear? So this is the inverse of sine function. Similarly, we can understand the inverse of other functions: cos, tan, sec, cosec and cot. So let us see now one by one. Once again, for sine function I will write down sine inverse function, domain, codomain and principal value branch. Okay. So for or let me write down for sine inverse x only. Okay, for sine inverse x, domain will be -1 to 1, codomain will be -π/2 to π/2, principal value branch will be f of x is equal to sine inverse x f from -1 to 1 to -π/2 to π/2. Clear? Similarly for cos inverse x, okay, for cos inverse x we have okay, now graphs we have already seen for sine inverse, so let me show the graph for the sine inverse function once again so that you can notice. Okay, this is the graph of the function sine inverse x. Clear? Okay, now similarly we will see domain, codomain, principal value branch and graph for cos inverse x function. Okay, for cos inverse x, domain is -1 to 1, okay, here to remember that codomain and range are same only, yes or no, because this is a bijection. Okay, 0 to pi is the range of the codomain and principal value branch will be f from -1 to 1 to 0 to pi. Okay, then okay, let us look at the graph. Okay, here I will draw the graph for both cos and cos inverse x. Okay, with the restricted domain and codomain. Okay, this is the graph of the function cos x, yes or no? This is the graph of the function f of x is equal to cos x. Now for cos inverse x, okay, this is the graph of cos inverse x. F of x is equal to cos inverse x. Clear? So now let us go to the next trigonometric ratio, that is tan. Okay, or tan inverse x. Okay, domain is R. Codomain is, or range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, principal value branch is f from R to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, then let us look at the graph now. Okay, this is the graph of f of x is equals to 10x, and for tan inverse okay, this is the graph of f of x is equal to tan inverse x. Clear? Okay, now let us look at the next function, that is sec inverse x. F of x is equal to sec inverse x. Okay, the domain is minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. Okay, codomain is 0 to pi by 2 union pi by 2 to pi. Okay, and principal value branch is from minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity to 0 to pi by 2 union pi by 2 to pi. Okay, this one can also be written as like this: 0 to pi minus pi by 2. Okay, you can write in this way also. Clear? Okay, now let us look at the graph. Clear? So this is the graph of sec x. F of x is equal to sec x, and for sec inverse x, Okay, this is the graph for f of x is equal to sec inverse x. Clear? So I hope you are getting this. Okay, now the next function we will take to be f of x is equal to cos inverse x. Sorry, f of x is equal to cosec inverse x. Okay, the domain will be minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. Codomain will be minus pi by 2 to 0 union zero to pi by 2. Okay, or minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 minus 0. Yes or no? So okay, principal value branch will be y is equal to cosec inverse x f from minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity to minus pi by 2 to 0 union 0 to pi by 2. Clear? Okay, let us look at the graph for cosec x and cosec inverse x. F of x is equal to cosec x okay 1, and over here we have minus 1. Yes or no? This is the graph of f of x is equal to cosec x. Now let us look at the graph of cosec inverse x. Okay, this is the graph of f of x is equal to cosec inverse x. Clear? Just look at the graph carefully. Okay, now we will see the next inverse trigo function, that is f of x is equal to cot inverse x. cot inverse x. Okay, the domain is R and the codomain is 0 to pi. Y is equal to cot inverse x f from R to 0 to pi. This is the principal value branch. Okay, now let us look at the graph of the cot function. Okay, this is the graph of f of x is equal to cot x. Okay, and for cot inverse x, okay, this is the graph of f of x is equal to cot inverse x. Clear? So I hope you have understood all the 6 inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, starting from sine inverse x, cos inverse x, tan inverse x, sec inverse x, cosec inverse x, and cot inverse x. So far we have seen the domain, range or codomain, principal value branch, and the graphs of each and every function and their inverse. Yes or no, with the restricted domain and codomain. Okay, now let us move further. We will see the properties of inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, here property number 1. Sine inverse of sine theta is equal to theta for all theta belongs to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Similarly, for other functions we have properties cos inverse of cos theta is equal to theta, tan inverse of tan theta is equal to theta, sec inverse of sec theta is equal to theta, cosec inverse of cosec theta is equal to theta, and cot inverse of cot theta is equal to theta for all theta belongs to 0 to pi. Okay, over here done. Okay, 10 is left. Clear? So this is the first property. We have already seen in the beginning of the explanation that f inverse of f of x is equal to x for all x belongs to set A or domain. Yes or no? So on the basis of that property only this property is there. Clear? Now let us look at the second property. Sine of sine inverse x is equal to x for all x belongs to -1 to 1. Okay, this also we have seen that f inverse of y is equal to y. Yes or no in the beginning. So this is the same property. Similarly, we can write for cos of cos inverse x is equal to x. Tan of tan inverse x is equal to x. Sec of sec inverse x is equal to x. Cosec of cosec inverse x is equal to x, and cot of cot inverse x is equal to x for all x belongs to -1 to 1, x belongs to R, x belongs to R minus, okay, and for all and for all x belongs to R. Clear? This is the second property. Now let us look at the third property. Okay, we have sine of sine inverse of minus x is equal to minus of sine inverse x. Cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse x. Tan inverse of minus x is equal to minus of tan inverse x. Similarly, sec inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus sec inverse x. Cosec inverse of minus x is equal to minus of cosec inverse x, and cot inverse of minus x is equal to minus, sorry, it is pi minus cot inverse x. Clear? So these are this is the property number 3. Okay. Similarly, okay, now this property can be understood in this way. If you consider the first one, sine inverse minus x, let us consider sine inverse minus x to be theta, then minus x is equal to sine theta we can write. Yes or no? And therefore x is equal to minus of sine theta, and therefore x is equal to sine minus theta. Yes or no? This we have seen in standard 11 trigonometry, that sine of minus theta is equal to minus sine theta. Now you can convert. Okay, sine inverse x is equals to minus theta, and therefore sine inverse x is equal to, or theta is equal to minus sine inverse x, and theta is what? Sine inverse minus x is equal to minus of sine inverse x. Okay, once again, my sine inverse minus x we have taken to be theta, therefore minus x will be equal to sine theta. Okay, therefore x is equal to minus sine theta. Now minus sine theta we can write as sine of minus theta. Then sine inverse x will be equal to minus theta, or theta will be equal to minus sine inverse x. Finally we will put the value of theta, that is sine inverse minus x, and the property is proved. Similarly, second property can be understood. From this you can understand all the other properties. Okay, let cos inverse minus x is equal to theta, therefore minus x is equal to cos theta, therefore x is equal to minus cos theta, therefore x is equal to cos pi minus theta. We know that cos pi minus theta is minus cos theta, and therefore cos inverse x is equal to pi minus theta, and therefore theta is equal to pi minus cos inverse x. Finally we will put the value of theta, that is cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse x. Clear? So hence we have proved the property. Okay, now let us go to the next property. Okay, now let us move to the next property, property number 4, that is sine inverse 1 upon x is equal to cosec inverse x. Next is cos inverse 1 upon x is equal to sec inverse x. Similarly, tan inverse 1 upon x is equal to cot inverse x is x if x is greater than 0, or minus pi plus cot inverse x for x less than 0. Okay, now suppose sine inverse 1 upon x is equals to, we take theta, then 1 upon x will be equal to sine theta, and therefore x is equal to cosec theta, and therefore cosec inverse x is equals to theta, or theta is equal to cosec inverse x. Putting the value of theta, we get the property sine inverse 1 upon x is equal to cosec inverse x. Similarly, you can understand the other properties. Now let us move to the next property, property number 5. Okay, property number 5 is sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2, sec inverse x plus cosec inverse x is equal to pi by 2, and tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is equal to pi by 2. Okay, now sine inverse x is equals to theta, then x is equal to, we can write sine theta, therefore x is equal to sine theta can be written as cos pi by 2 minus theta. Yes or no? Okay, then okay, therefore cos inverse x is equals to pi by 2 minus theta. Now transpose minus theta, so theta plus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 2. Therefore theta, what is theta? Sine inverse x. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 2. For the cos ratio, the theta must lie between 0 to pi, we know, so that can be understood in this way. Okay, now sine inverse x is theta, and theta belongs, therefore x is equal to sine theta. Theta belongs to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So minus pi by 2 to minus pi by 2 is less than minus theta is less than minus pi by 2, and adding pi by 2 you will get 0 less than or equal to pi by 2 minus theta less than or equal to pi by 2 plus pi by 2 pi. Yes or no? And therefore this belongs to 0 to pi. Yes or no? Because we know that the domain for the cos ratio must be 0 to pi. Clear? So sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2. Similarly, you can prove the other two properties. Okay, now next property, property number 6. Okay, tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equals to tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy for xy less than 1. Okay, second one is tan inverse x minus tan inverse y is equals to tan inverse x minus y upon 1 plus x y. Yes or no? So this is property number 6. Now property number 7 we will see. Okay, let us look at the next property, property number 7. Sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to sin inverse x into square root of 1 minus y square plus y into square root of 1 minus x square. Similarly, sin inverse x minus sin inverse y is equal to sin inverse x into square root of 1 minus y square minus y into square root of 1 minus x square. Okay, and similarly for cos we can take the formula cos inverse x plus cos inverse y is equal to, okay, over here xy is greater than minus 1. Cos inverse x plus cos inverse y is equal to cos inverse xy minus square root of 1 minus x square into square root of 1 minus y square. Similarly, cos inverse x minus cos inverse y is equal to cos inverse xy plus square root of 1 minus x square into 1 minus y square. Okay, if you notice at these properties, you will find that these properties can be proved using the formula. Okay, we are already having formula of tan a plus b, tan a minus b, sin a plus b, sin a minus b, cos a plus b, cos a minus b. We will do one or two, we will prove one or two properties. Okay, and then the remaining you can understood. So now let me prove the first property, that is tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy, and then one for sine we will prove. Okay, here let tan inverse x is equals to a and tan inverse y is equals to b. Therefore x is equals to tan a and y is equals to tan b. Now we have formula tan a plus b is equals to tan a plus tan b upon 1 minus tan and therefore a plus b is equals to tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy, and therefore tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equals to tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy. Hence we have proved. Okay, similarly let us prove that sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to sin inverse of x into square root of 1 minus y square plus y into square root of 1 minus x square. Okay, the property sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to sin inverse xy, sin inverse x into square root of 1 minus y square plus y into square root of 1 minus x square. Okay, over here let sin inverse x is equals to a, sin inverse y is equals to b, therefore x is equal to sin a, y is equal to sin b. Now we can put the formula for sin a plus b is equal to sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. Okay, now sin a plus b is equal to sin a is x into cos b, sin b is y, then cos b is root of 1 minus y square. Okay, similarly cos a is root of 1 minus x square into sin b is y. Clear? So therefore a plus b is equal to sin inverse x into square root of 1 minus y square plus square root of 1 minus x square into y, and finally for a we will put sin inverse x and for b sin inverse y. Therefore sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to sin inverse x into square root of 1 minus y square plus square root of 1 minus x square into y. Clear? So we have been done with the properties. Now few more properties are there. Actually on the basis of trigonometric formula only these all properties we can derive. Okay, so you have so many formula and accordingly you can derive the properties. For example, we have a formula sin 2a. Yes or no? It is 2 sin a into cos a. Okay, so now this on the basis of this formula we can derive a property 2 sin inverse x. 2 sin inverse x is equal to sin inverse 2x into square root of 1 minus x square. Now let us see how we are going to do. Okay, for this we will take sin inverse x to be theta, therefore x will be equal to sin theta. Now we will put the formula let me put over here a. Okay, now sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a cos a, therefore sin 2a is equals to 2, sin a is x and cos a is 1 minus x square, therefore 2a is equal to sin inverse 2x into square root of 1 minus x square, therefore 2 sin inverse x is equal to sine inverse 2x into here. So if you remember the trigonometric formula, then you can derive these properties easily. Clear? Similarly, you can have formula for sine 3a. Okay, sine 3a is 3 sine a minus 4 sine cube a. So we can have the formula 3 sine inverse x is equal to sine inverse 3x minus 4 x cube. In this way, just put for sine a, you have to put x, yes or no? Wherever you find sine a, there over there you put x, so 3x minus 4x cube, and outside the bracket sine inverse you put. So the property is done. Clear? So in this way many more property, for example cos 2a, cos 3a, yes or no, tan 2a, tan 3a, these all the properties you can write on the basis of this. Clear? So I hope you have understood all the properties which I have explained very well. For any doubts you can ask me. Okay, once again we can have explanation if you have any doubts in any of the topics. So in the next video now we will start exercise of this chapter. Okay, thank you very much.